So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start the meeting so other people are gonna join as we go, just in terms of time. So yeah, good evening, everyone. So today we have a special guest. So we're gonna have an introduction to a company called Stirz Brands. And basically, with us, there is Randy and Geraldine that are going to introduce us the company. And yeah, basically, what I'll do, Geraldine, I'll let you take over the meeting, and it's all yours now.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Geraldine DeGrano. Everyone calls me Gigi, and I am the founder of Stirz Brands. And here with me tonight are Randy Casper, our CEO, Stuart Pasternak, our CFO, and Ollie Cattermole, our CMO. Before we begin, I would like to thank you all for taking the time and for giving us the opportunity to present our company to you. Thank you. I would like to start by telling you a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in the Philippines, and I came to Canada in 1991. I am married with wonderful and healthy 18-year-old triplets. Going outdoors, fishing, and hiking with my brothers and sisters was always part of my life growing up. That did not change when I got to Canada. In the summer of 2018, my family and other family members were camping, and it was then that I realized how much of a hassle it is to make a cup of coffee. That's when my husband and I started brainstorming on how we could make a cup of coffee that was simple and stress-free. When the idea started becoming a reality, putting together an experienced team became my immediate priority. Fast forward to today, that has been accomplished, and now I bring to you Stirz Brands. Not only a great tasting and ultra convenient coffee, but the world's first zero waste single serve coffee. With that said, I would now like to hand you over to Randy, Stuart, and Ollie, who will complete the presentation and assist with any questions you may have.
Thank you,
Randy?
Gigi. Thanks very much. Hi, everybody. My name is Randy Casper. I'm the CEO of Stirz Brands. We have Stuart Pasternak, who's our CFO, and Ollie Cattermole, our CMO, on the line. Basically, from the point where Gigi turned her passion into an idea for a business, her husband, Carl, who I've known for 15 or so years, reached out once they had the basic concepts and the idea for a product and a company. And Carl had reached out a number of times to float the idea by me. And we've all been very experienced at launching startup companies, taking them from concept to development through the product, and then through a marketing roadmap and launch. Specifically myself, I won't bore you with the details, but feel free to ask any questions in the Q&A section. One of the most visible brands that I brought from a startup phase through marketing and launch was a company called DraftKings, which is the largest daily fantasy sports company in the world. And so when Carl reached out to me, he had introduced Stirz Brands to me, and I'll tell you, it was very interesting from the beginning because it takes passion and determination to want to venture into the coffee space. And this is really much more than a coffee product. The core values of this company are sustainability, zero waste, environmentally conscious. And so those core values really struck important as basically myself and Stuart have been around the block a couple times and are at a point in our lives where, we're picking and choosing how to spend our time. So it was very interesting to review the deck, and it was a very quick decision to become part of this team And Ollie, as far as the marketing goes, really brings a nice solid, fourth leg to the table. So I think we've got an amazing team here, because once you get through the product, it becomes about the people and the process, and then the launch. So what is our core customer? What does it look like as we develop this from an idea to marketing roadmap launch? Basically, this company, our core target customer is the outdoor adventurer. Now, we also have opportunities that have come to us through our previous experiences to do a lot of brand recognition through the sports world, which we think is probably, in the history of marketing, the most effective way to have a product endorsed by athletes, social media, influencers, and adopted eventually by the consumer. But we're primarily a brand that sticks with the core values of being simple for the outdoor adventurer, and then the simplicity translates into those other marketplaces. So Stirz is focused on the outdoor adventurer market. The pouches, the product line, the marketing, the branding, and the supply chain are all in place. The opportunity to invest in a company like this at an early stage without a lot of risk or exposure is we're ready to launch. We're not an idea, we're not a concept, we're not needing to put 5 or 6 things together that have to work the right way. We've got coffee, we've got pouches, we're 100% sustainable and zero waste company, and we appeal not just to coffee but to hot chocolate and other beverages, energy drinks, etc. Basically anything that is powder in a pouch or any other deliverable zero waste mechanism for us. So in terms of going to market, while we do have some opportunities in the sports world, we're in the process of discussing a partnership to be a provider for a Premier League soccer team. And we've already engaged in a partnership with a women's soccer team in the UK that Nike is involved with. So we're kind of doing that to take the small step and make sure we get it right when we move to the Premier League. But our core marketing concept is to go right to the outdoor adventurer, with the initial product being coffee in a pouch that fully dissolves. And I think that's one of the most interesting things about this. When people see this and they get the pouch, the film, and there's coffee in it, and they put it in their hot water, it's really that simple. You stir it, the pouch is gone, there's no waste, and it's simple. All you need is hot water and the pouch. And there's no waste. We don't have to worry about litter. We don't have to worry about affecting nature. In fact, most of our marketing is going to be geared towards, specifically focusing on the zero waste factor. Of course, it has to taste great, right? And it has to pass all those tests. So we're very comfortable with the quality of the product from the delivery to the customer right through the disposal of the package. And we're very happy with our brand message. Ollie's created a really cool rewards program to keep our customer engagement loop activated, right? We want them ordering on a subscription model. They click a button and this coffee is showing up at their house, their business. And that's that. It's that simple. So to enhance that, we're going to do some high profile social media influencer with the outdoor adventuring world, and also some high level brand recognition in the sports world, because those are super effective. But when you invest with our company, we will be in full production by January 2021. And we have not a person on this call has taken a nickel of salary. The company overhead and burn rate are irrelevant to this company. We've been extremely conscious of investors and preserving the value and maximizing the shareholder value. And that's really where I come in. My job is to make sure that on all fronts, whether it be marketing, supply chain, or any other aspect of this business, that we're all pushing in the same direction, rowing the boat in the same direction. And we've got an amazing team here. So with that, maybe it's good for me to let Ollie say a couple words about the marketing approach. He's amazing, and I'd love to have him say a couple words about that. And then obviously Stuart can give you some kind of vision on the expected growth and where we plan to take this company.
Thanks, Randy. That's great, and thank you for the praise. Honestly, Randy's the most humble human being I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And as he said, when Carl came to me with this idea, Carl and Gigi, I took the decision to put my career aspirations on hold and really commit. I had loads of sideline things that I was doing, and I saw the instant potential, and we've worked so hard and been rewarded in the support and the work that we've already done. So for the marketing approach, we've got so much potential, not only in the sports and entertainment industry, but also the outdoor enthusiast market. I've just completed on the Reach and Reward program, which is something that we take to partners where we can utilize a software partner that allows us to do social media accelerant campaigns. It can be used in partnership with our partners through their social media, to their followers, to their influencers, and also run through paid and organic media for ourselves. And with that as well, we're going to be working with a sports agency in the UK field the company has ties to almost every football team and a fair few rugby teams across the top tier divisions of football. So we've really got a great standing already built in the community. Carl, Randy, Stuart already have some fantastic connections through there. Probably nearly, with me included, a century, I think, of business behind us. So we are in great standings to take this and really do something phenomenal with it. I guess I'll pass over to Stuart for anything else.
Just Stuart, I think you're muted. Just one thing I want to say. If you have any questions, please, guys, just write it in the chat. So, yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Oops, sorry. I just give people background. I am a Canadian CPA CA, and I've been doing fractional CFO work for about 6-7 years. Carl approached me with this idea and asked if I could help out. Gigi put together, some financial packages, things like that, and really helped him dive into the financials. So I've done that. I spent a lot of time with Gigi in the past, just going through what our costing structure was and kind of where we think we could sell this. We, worked with them to study the market, get an idea of where our competitors are, what they're selling at. So that's quite a bit of time just pulling all that together. I think we've got a very good model. I think the potential is huge. Just within the North American, and particularly the U.S. camping and outdoor market, the potential with the soccer teams or football teams in the UK provide us with a great opportunity to, expand our revenue line and also now just driving margin. So some very good opportunities here in the financial side. Randy, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yep, thank you. So I think that gives you a pretty broad overview of the people. I think this opportunity, if I understand correctly, your group is reaching out and this is one of the first experiences, if not the first, with a crowdfunding type investment. And I'm not sure if that's true for all of you or just most, or if perhaps I have it wrong. But, this is a really good way to get into the venture capital on a very small scale. And having a potentially huge upside. The greatest thing about this company to me, aside from the team and the passion behind the ideas and the fact that we're going to be environmentally conscious, is that this is coffee, and beyond that, it's hot chocolate. And 90+% of the world in the morning when they wake up reaches for a hot beverage or wants one. And the aspirations of this company are global. But we're starting laser focused with the outdoor adventurer market in the United States, and venturing out there and dabbling once we hit traction with the UK market through the sports, we'll focus some attention there. But this has a tremendous upside. Capturing a very tiny percentage of the worldwide hot beverage market is a massive opportunity. So it's a chance to really not just learn about the inner workings, and we're also going to be very personal with our shareholders. We're very open and transparent. You will see exactly what's going on behind the scenes at this company. We're very open and honest and take feedback, and we'd love to have participation and suggestions from our shareholders. We're a small group of people now, but we understand that when you go down the route of a crowdfunding campaign, it's all about everyone there getting their value out of it. And that value isn't just financial. It's learning about a business, learning about the financials, sitting in on marketing calls, scaling a company from really the grassroots type marketing up through, celebrities and whatnot. But that's going to be the exciting part of this. And it's honestly, in my opinion, one of the greatest opportunities to be involved in this hot beverage industry, especially when we unveil really what's down the road in phase 2, 3, and 4, which we don't want to let us distract right now. But basically, our delivery systems and packaging in and of themselves will provide solutions and help, make sure that there's as little waste around the globe as we can possibly contribute to. So I think we have really good pitches on all levels. We have a solid team. We're ready to go. And it's just the seed money to get us get our marketing machine and roadmap engaged. And we can open that up for questions, because it's more important for us to address what you guys are thinking.
All right. So yeah, thank you very much. So guys, please, if you have questions, you can write them in the chat. If you want to take the microphone, please ask, so we don't all talk at the same time. I shared the link of Stirz Brands in the chat. So if you guys are interested in seeing more about the company, also they have the social media and stuff. So if you're interested. So I have one question, because basically you're trying to raise 25,000, and I would like to know what you would do once you raise that money, what you will do with it.
Sure. So it's a small amount, and what we're doing is the amount was determined by the first sort of tranche that we feel we can get adoption in the marketplace, right? So this money is specifically going towards the initial product run, so that we can also provide some samples to some of our corporate B2B potential sponsors, including the Premier League teams and others. But this is to fulfill our first run of orders. And so we're all in business after this. And so if we do need to go back to the marketplace, and raise another, it'll be the least amount that protects our shareholder value as much as possible every step of the way. But we feel very confident with the roadmap we have, the low-hanging fruit in terms of the partnerships, and our roadmap and marketing strategies, including the rewards system, to keep our customers engaged in a loop that we hope not to raise more capital, but if we do, it won't dilute our shareholders very much at all. That's why we're going for the small amount. And to this day, it's all been self-funded. As I said before, no one here has taken a salary, and we won't do that. We'll grow into it. And that's the plan for the use of funds here. If I miss anything, Stuart, feel free to chime in.
Yeah, and Randy, no, that's pretty much it. But it's really to fulfill the first group of products and get them out into the market. And we believe that once that happens, of course, the other sales will start to come in. Particularly the soccer clubs in the UK, generating some revenue from there as well, just through the market branding. But primarily, it's to get that first product launch out and get it to the market and and drive the sales.
And Bryce, by the way, while this is coffee and it's old school, we are also a technology-focused company. We're an e-commerce company. We don't plan to do anything yet than go direct to customer. And so with that, our overall burn rate, outside of any operational salaries that will eventually be included, is a few thousand. It's not tens of thousands a month. So we really enjoy that opportunity to get this out out there and strong off the bat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Okay,
And
that's
if you don't mind, I'd like to add something. So I'm just going to show you something now.
mm-hmm.
So this is not only a phenomenal looking shirt, if you guys can see that, but we actually pulled our resources together to have the company sponsor a football team. So this is Fuego United. They're a female and gender neutral team that's open to the LGBT community, and they help disadvantaged women in London, in the city of London, play football. They're only 5-a-side, but they've done some phenomenal work. And when I had a friend of mine come to me and ask if we knew anyone, I took it to Randy, and it was instantly a hit. It was a click. So not only are we environmentally conscious and friendly, but we're also socially conscious. And this just goes to show where this is only the beginning. One day we can have our name on either a Premier League football team or a national rugby team. But it just goes to show that we are focused and serious about this venture, and also doing good for the world. I just wanted to put it in there because we've really made a difference to those girls. There are 2 teams now. They've got 2 teams of 10 each. They can wear their shirts and their tracksuits when they're going to games around and about the city, and we also help to fund their training grounds so they can train, because obviously London's very expensive. And that's all on Startup, and that's part of our commitment to who we would like to serve, the fans and the people we're trying to make things better for.
All right, thank you. One question: is the pouch patented now, or is there any protection on it?
You're talking about IP? Okay, so the obviously will copyright trademark. That's obvious with respect to the logo and any branding. With respect to the pouches, we're investigating that. For us, really, it's going to be about market share. We are investigating though the patentability of any of the use of the film, etc. But we can't say that is something that is a certainty. But we're very hopeful, and we know some extremely creative patent lawyers that always seem to find a way to protect something. So we're very on point in terms of knowing that that's going to give us a big advantage, and we're looking at all those angles. We just can't promise it right now in terms of a forward-looking statement.
Okay. And in terms of competitors, do you have any competitors right now?
There's actually no one that does this right now. There's been an amazing, jaw-dropping first kind of blush, like, wait a minute, this is coffee, and we have other ideas in terms of the containers, which we're happy to share and that appear in some of our materials. But yeah, no one's done this yet, and so we would like our name to be ubiquitous. Grab a Coke, grab a Stirz, and we have visions for that, but we don't want to dilute ourselves now. We're staying very on core, very on point. And so that's where our minds are at right now.
Okay. And for what I understand, basically at the stage that you are right now, you're trying to maybe find the right market that is gonna basically make the company grow real fast, right? In the sense that you're still trying to a bit figure out the best market, right?
Well, yeah, and these are all the great questions, all perfect questions. Yeah. So look, in our marketing roadmap, we have certain mile markers and posts, and we know where we're going to hit. Social media and influencers now are king. Right? I mean, it's just, and so the models that I've used in the past that have been successful mostly revolve around these type endorsements and social media marketing influencer type deals. The affiliate program that we'll roll out, and we do a rev share with those influencers. If they've got 1 million followers or 500,000 followers, we're probably going to target people more with 50 to 100,000 because they're easier to approach. They're not going to demand any money up front. If they start running those numbers, we believe that we have a very highly incentivized program for them. So I think it's going to all start with the social media, the outdoor adventure social media groups. And then there's also, close friends of mine who have, and all of us have a Rolodex where, people who are C-level executives at, RV Camping World and, you name it. So the campgrounds, those type places, the RV dealerships, we've got strategies that are not only B2C, but B2B strategies within those demographics. But it's all a combination of dialing those knobs and making sure that we've got the high-level branding and recognition working at the same time that we're hitting the streets with the guerrilla type marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to recognise the sheer awareness that the Premier League football team will bring us. I mean, the marketing package will allow us to be on TV, hosted globally when the games are hosted, along with social media accounts of plus 1 million. And we'll have that going out in those terms of that sheer exposure across multiple, demographics. And we believe, our pouch, it's the feature, the function, the benefits can apply to anyone. We're just smart enough to dial into the market that has given us the most interest, both in the US and the UK.
Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. So now you're selling only online, right?
Yes, apart from we are, once we complete this raise, we'll secure a supply deal for the Premiership club along with the marketing and partnership deal. So not only will be a partner, we will be supplying to their stadium, which means we'll be in revenue as soon as we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. Well, we have 2
we
minutes.
think so.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we have 2 minutes now, so I just want to make sure that if anyone else has questions, you can please.
There's a question in the chat room from Alexandria, I think it is.
Yeah, are you open to recopies? And yeah, basically, like if we invest in you, what is gonna happen? But more in terms of like, I guess since it's crowdfunding, so for that it's a bit different, I assume, right? But yeah, I guess the question was more about the recopies.
I just want to make sure that Alexandra is satisfied with an answer to her question.
Yeah.
Really, I was wondering if you guys will stick to your recipe alone for the powder, or are you open for, like we're millions of people, so you can't. Are you open to new recipes, or will you stick to your own for now?
That's a great question, and we're completely open. It's a big place and a big market, right? The global market. So we're looking at teas in the UK, which are extremely popular, right? And we're looking at various flavors, and we're always going to be open to that. This is coffee is a ubiquitous, name for hot beverages. Any pocket in any corner of the globe that prefers a certain hot beverage over another. We're exploring all of that. So absolutely open.
Oh yeah, we'll formulate powder blends as well.
Right.
Yeah. The key is starting with the coffee, the hot chocolate, the teas, and then looking at different opportunities there as we grow the market. But we don't want to jump into all these, I'll call them SKUs right now. We want to focus in on a few that we know we can move and we can do well with, and then start to expand from there as we build the infrastructure and build the brand.
And the vision that Gigi and Carl had with this is, it's called Stirz Brands for a reason, right? And Nestle is Nestle Brands for a reason. So, we're not going to take ourselves off our core focus, and we're gonna penetrate the market with a certain product in a certain place. But we're extremely prepared to be open, geographically, and then within those geographies as to various beverages that, are traditionally the ones that do well in those areas. So.
All right.
Great question.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah, I would say thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks, Alexandra, for the question. So I guess that would be it for now. So like I shared the website of Stirz Brands. So if you guys are interested, you can go see the website. You can follow on LinkedIn. There is also Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, basically everywhere. You need to follow them.
And we have a VIP community you can find through our Facebook where we've got more information about our crowdfunding, about some of the more deeper issues that we'd like to cover and champion.
Mm. And yeah, like, so I also checked your Facebook. So it seems that you're putting some updates about everything. So if you guys are interested, just follow their page on Facebook. And for now, I would say thank you, guys. Thanks to our Geraldine,
Thank you.
Oliver, and
Thank you.
yeah, Randy. Just thanks for all of that. So for the next part of our meeting, we're gonna have to say bye to you guys, but we just have like a little debriefing about everything.
Sure,
Thanks
and
for
feel
having us on.
free to. Yeah, sorry, Ollie. Feel free to submit any questions to us that you think of as a group. We're happy to answer them, and if anyone needs follow-up calls, we're more than happy to do that.